Morning, each and every one. Yeah, man. Today I want to discuss the existence of God. You know, the textbooks are flooded with brainwash education that there was a big bang when there was not a big bang. And the Bible tells us in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. You know, all the scientists say, you know what? The Bible is a fable because a lot of the miracles in the Bible they cannot explain from a scientific point of view. So they dismiss it as a book of fable. But is that wise? We know that knowledge is power, right? And if you don't have the knowledge to do something, you cannot conceive how it's possible. But once you get the knowledge to do it, it's no problem. Today, a lot of stuff that existed in the science fiction movies are reality. Today, a lot of the devices, a lot of the things that existed in these scientific movies are reality nowadays. You know, so knowledge is power. And God has infinite amount of knowledge. He is omniscient. That means all knowing. And also is omnipotent, all powerful, and omnipresent, eternal, the self-existent one. The Bible says, Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Now, no one can prove that God exists. I said no one can prove that God exists. They cannot prove it. It's impossible. And no one can disprove that he doesn't exist. No one can disprove that God don't exist. And no one can prove that God exists. You see logics? If I go to the store, I will come back to my house. If and then statement. Man come up with logics, the rules of logics in mathematics and stuff. But God can be logical and illogical at the same time. He cannot use the laws of reasoning to figure out the most high. It's impossible. Job chapter 11 verse 7 says these words. Who can figure out God to perfection? No created being in the infinite universe can do it. Not even Lucifer. And that was his problem from the start. He couldn't penetrate the divine counsels of Jehovah. And he has filled the textbooks that there was a big bang when there wasn't. Now, what is the evidence that God exists? Where is the evidence? If God created the universe and if God exists, where is the evidence that he does? All you got to do is look with your eyes. The evidence is all around you. The flowers, the birds, the stars, the moon, the grass, the trees, everything testify of our God, our Creator. All creation testify of an infinite being. Infinite. Words cannot describe him. No one can what? Explain him. That's common sense. That there's a God. Common sense. The evidence is abundant. Anywhere you look in the ocean. The Bible says there are creatures in the ocean, innumerable. You can't count them. So there is a God, and that's common sense. The old creation, operate on laws, scientific laws of gravity, electromagnetism, electricity, weak force, strong force. These scientists says there was 4 fundamental forces. They said there was 4 fundamental forces: weak force, strong force, electromagnetism, and gravity. Now they said, oh, we made a big mistake. We have discovered a 5th force. Go on YouTube and type in 5th force discovered. 5th fundamental scientific force discovered. Let's Google it. Scientists discovered a 5th force. In other words, we're just scratching the surface of what's possible. 500 years ago, it was impossible for us to fly 500 people to the Caribbean or to California or to Africa. It was impossible. But now it's possible. What's the difference? The earth did not change. Knowledge has increased. So don't say what's possible from what's not, because you don't have the knowledge. Man sees through what they know. The knowledge we have, we say certain things are impossible. Christian, how can Jesus walk on water? Well, he's God. Jesus Christ is God. He created the water. Scientists say, you know what? We came from the water. One cell organism. Then we came on land and developed wings as a bird and fly and pitch in a tree and turn into a monkey and all that shit. Excuse my language. It's rubbish. Okay, we came from the water. Nobody asked the question, where did the water come from? Remember, life must come from life. Life must come from life. It's impossible. It is impossible for life to self-originate. It is impossible for life to self-originate. Where did you come from? Your father, right? Your father placed a sperm in your mother and you develop and you were born. Where did your father come from? His father. And it goes back, all the way back in time to 2 persons. Adam and Eve. That's logical, that's common sense. The population of Earth right now is around 7.5 billion people. The population of Earth is around 7.5 or 7.6 billion people. If you go back in the past, 200 years, the population was less. Go back 500 years, less. Go back 1,000 years, less. Keep on going back, less and less until you end up with 1 male and 1 female. Adam and Eve. Where did Adam and Eve come from? God. Who was the first man created? Adam. Where did Adam come from? God created man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils life, the breath of life. And man became a living soul. So where did life come from? God. What Jesus said, what Jesus Christ said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. He's a life giver. Makes sense, right? Life only comes from the Creator. It's the only one that has life and can give it to his creatures. So don't let nobody mix it up with rubbish. There is a God. His name is Jehovah, Allah. What me say? Jesus Christ, Yahweh. Any name you want to call Creator, the name doesn't matter. It's the personality. Man created words. The alphabet, right? We design words. to describe the world around us and to what? Communicate with one another. But God is not a word. We use words to describe the one who created all of this around you. Words cannot describe this infinite, supreme being that has stretched out this universe to infinity and challenge mankind to find where it ends. Listen to me, the universe don't have no end. It's infinite in all directions. So Weber, the new telescope is going up. The new telescope, Weber, is going up. It has been in the making for many years now, and it is scheduled to go up very soon. But they are a little bit worried. Why? Because where it's going up above the earth, if anything goes wrong, it cannot be repaired, it cannot be fixed, because it's going up far, way up. So they want to make sure everything is perfect, and I agree with that. Make sure everything is perfect. All the systems are working perfectly, because once you let it go, there's no changing of the systems. You cannot repair it. So mankind has invested time, money in this telescope that is way more powerful than Hubble. Remember when Hubble went up, he was very proud and happy, but there was an error, and we were able to rectify that error and fix it. This telescope is way more powerful than Hubble. Hubble has reached its maximum capabilities, and Hubble has brought back many images that startle us. Hubble Deep Field. Have you ever seen that picture? Hubble Deep Field. Hubble Ultra Deep Field. So much galaxies in one photo. Over 10